Hi friends! Welcome back to my channel. This is Cozy Witchling and today we are going to be taking a look at the connection between you and your person. So we will be diving into your energy, your person's energy, how you see this connection, how your person sees this connection, the purpose of this connection, the possible outcome or future, and final advice from Spirit. So you have 4 piles to choose from today. We have pile number 1, pile number 2, pile number 3, and pile number 4. So take a moment and meditate on the piles to see which one is calling out to you. You can pause this video if you need to. And once you're ready, you can go down to the description for the timestamps and I'll see you there. Bye! Hi Pile 1! If you have chosen this cat tarot, this is going to be your reading all about the connection between you and the person on your mind. So I'm just going to put the tarot aside because we will use that later. And we are going to first start out with your oracle cards. So how I'm going to be doing this reading is going to be in person A and person B style. So you might find yourself in one of the group, either person A or person B, and you might find your person of interest in the other one. Or sometimes you might even feel like you see yourself in both of this pile, which is completely normal. It just means that the energy is being reflected at this moment and the energy is being mirrored. But if you don't see yourself or your person of interest in either one of this pile, then maybe this group isn't the group for you and you're free to choose any other group that calls to you. Or if you don't find anything in the other groups, this reading might not be meant for you at this time, even though it's a timeless reading. Okay, so now we are going to get started with person A, and they are being represented with this hummingbird as well as the lover. Let me see. I'm going to, whoop. All right, I'm going to put it here. Okay, so what I see from this hummingbird and the lover energy is that this person A is someone who is very carefree, very childlike. They are also someone who is very positive and enthusiastic. They are quite spiritual and they're quite resourceful. So if they were to ever be in some kind of a conundrum, or if they're going through a tough time, they know how to tap into their intuition and to get help, seek help from spirit or the universe to get through the obstacle, which in turn makes them a more positive and vibrant person. As you can see, like from the cards, it's very colorful, it's very radiant, and that kind of reflects the personality of this person A. This also shows me that person A is someone who loves to live in the moment, and they take things quite lightheartedly. They don't let things bring them down too often, and they always see the positive, the bright side of life. They are also someone who is very, very hardworking, and they know how to tap into their resources, or they know how to seek help for themselves. They are also someone who is focused in the moment. So as they're experiencing life or experiencing this relationship, they would be focused on the little feelings and the moments that they go through together with the other person, instead of focusing on the end result. If you kind of to elaborate, it could be something like, how some people, they are very focused on the end goal and what they want to achieve, be it in a relationship or in career, that they sort of find it difficult to focus and be in the moment, to be present in the moment. But for this person, they usually are very carefree, happy-go-lucky, and they're always living moment to moment and enjoying every little bit of it. And now we are going to take a look at person B's energy. And person B is being represented by the scorpion as well as the mother. So what this tells me is that, this could also be a fire sign person, so Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. But this person B is more guarded as compared to person A. They are more, you would say, solemn, or they might seem a little more stoic in nature, but they also have this embodiment of nurturing energy. So like how the hummingbird would be in nature, you can see it just like fluttering everywhere. It is full of life and vibrancy and energy. And then for the scorpion person, they are more quiet and, you know, withdrawn to themselves, but they are able to strike and take action when necessary. And this scorpion person might also have some unresolved issues from the past that they could be bottling in, and sometimes these issues could come up to the surface unexpectedly and very abruptly. And when this does happen, it could sting a little, especially towards like person A, who is always the hummingbird person, who is always like living in the moment. But most of the time though, I do see that the scorpion person is calm. It's only at certain times like they could get certain triggers, and it might just be like a very unexpected outburst from this person. They are also quite guarded with their heart. As you can see from this card, you know, I kind of saw this as like the heart, like their own feeling and their own heart that they're guarding because they're afraid of getting hurt again. So the mother could be a very nurturing energy, but could also be very restricting and controlling. And I don't see this as them being controlling towards the hummingbird person, but more towards like what they're experiencing. They could be blocking their own experiences, you know, letting things just go by because they're afraid to open up their heart. They're afraid to let go of the past hurts and just to heal from the past. And I feel like the scorpion person could be someone who is very ready and could very easily show and express their passionate feelings. So like when it comes to physical intimacy, or you know, just showing things through action, or showing their passion, getting physical, they might be open to it and they might look very comfortable doing it. But when it comes to having a heart-to-heart or being vulnerable with their feelings, they are more closed up and they are less comfortable with expressing that part of themselves. So they're more in tune with the physical, while the hummingbird person is open to both the physical and the emotional, and they are there to just enjoy the relationship and to like live in the moment. Okay, so now we are going to take a look at how this hummingbird person sees the scorpion person, and we have: it is safe for you to love. Open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. So I feel like because of the nature of this hummingbird person, even though the scorpion person might come across as very closed off emotionally, the hummingbird person feels like it is okay to love the scorpion person. And they are open to giving their heart because they believe that if you give out love, you'll receive love in return. So even though they might see that the scorpion person might be holding back, they're not letting that deter them from expressing their own love. And they're also doing it without the expectation of getting any kind of thing back in return, because the hummingbird person is more, I would say, like, they're more understanding of what the scorpion person is coming through, and they're trying to help them and heal them and make their day better through love. They're not forcing it to happen, but they're just expressing it just to make the scorpion person's day better. And now how the scorpion person sees the hummingbird person is passion. So they are very, very attracted to the hummingbird person. They have so much like desire and passion and fire burning for them. It says, allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. So they are letting themselves express how much this hummingbird person means to them through like passionate expression, you know, things getting hot and heavy, just like more physical things, because they know that they're not there yet to express it through emotional connection. but they can definitely, they're very, very comfortable, and they will definitely show it through physical expressions of love, which I'm pretty sure the hummingbird person doesn't mind. And that is why, like, they're also very, very understanding of like, okay, like, I don't have doubts that this person, this scorpion person, has interest in me, or that they feel a certain way about me. I know that it's going to take a while for them to open up to me emotionally, but I will be there for them, and like, I'm open to receiving any form of love that they are comfortable with expressing. Okay, so now we are going to look at the purpose of this connection, and we have Thanatos. I hope I'm saying it right, but basically this is the death card of the archetype oracle deck. So this card basically talks about ending of old cycles, or ending of old beliefs and old habits and systems, and starting anew. So it's about transformation, it's about growth and change, and it is also a card that talks about facing the unknown and, stepping into a new beginning. So what I'm seeing is that the purpose of this connection, the reason why the hummingbird and the scorpion are coming together, is that both parties are supposed to be on this journey of change and transformation. Maybe the hummingbird person is supposed to grow, even though they're already like kind, and they're already an empath, to grow in understanding of how people could be, to grow in patience, to be able to express love without being pushy, without like, just try, like, some people, when they just express love so much, they become a little more like pushy. They feel like they might know the best for someone else, and basically this connection might be teaching them to not force their love onto someone, not to like love bomb them. Love bombing has a very negative light, but sometimes, like, some people just love so much, they have so much love to give, that they don't realize that it could be overbearing and over suffocating for the other party. So that could be something that the hummingbird person has to learn, how to give it in moderation, and how to be more in tune with the other person's receptivity of things and their feelings of things. And then for the scorpion person, this relationship is supposed to help them heal and transform and get over whatever past hurt that they have, and whatever limitations that they put on themselves emotionally, and to, grow and develop more spiritually by knowing and interacting with the hummingbird person. All right, so now we are going to get into the tarot, and for the tarot, we are going to take a look at the possible outcome of this connection, what the future kind of has in store for you guys, for person A and person B. Now, when we are talking about future, we need to remember that the future is always changeable, and that the energy that we are looking at right now is purely just, if things continue on this path with the current energy, without anything interfering it or changing it, what could be the possible outcome of this connection? So we have death, which is very, very fitting. So we have the Four of Swords in reverse, we have death. I'm going to pull a few more cards to see, Spirit, what is a possible, oh, that's way too many, a possible outcome of this connection. If person A and person B were to continue forward, you have the Hanged Man in reverse. And then we have the Ace of Cups. Oh, that's really pretty. Okay, now we're gonna pull some clarifiers. So Could we please clarify the Four of Swords in reverse? Why is the Four of Swords in reverse there? We have Judgment. You guys have a lot of major arcana. Could we clarify Death, please? Could we please clarify Death? We have the Ten of Cups. Okay, and then can we please clarify the Hanged Man in reverse? We have the High Priestess and the Three of... I don't know what that is. I think that's the Three of Wands in reverse. Okay, and then for the Ace of Cups, can we please clarify, Spirit, please clarify the Ace of Cups. So the possible outcome of this connection, please clarify the Ace of Cups. I mean, I guess it's already pretty clear, but you know, it never hurts to get a little more clarification. So if you would please, Spirit, for group 1, can you please clarify Justice? Okay, well, let's see. You guys have so many like major arcanas. Let's see. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have 5 major arcana, and you know that's basically telling me that this is a connection that is meant to happen. This is not like some random like, ooh, here's your I don't know, like a Wednesday booty call and then never again kind of thing. Like this was supposed to happen. This was divinely planned for the both of you. And yeah, so we are going to take a look at what the future could possibly hold for the two of you. And what I'm getting is that I'm going to go in succession of these 4 cards. So this would be like your nearest future, and then as time passes, as things progress, this would be how it would play out in, like, you know, if you're looking at a timeline, it will go this way. Okay, so the possible future of this connection. First, we're going to talk about the Four of Swords in reverse, which is this card over here. And basically what I'm getting from this is that there will come a time where one of the party, and I'm getting it is going to be the Scorpion person, is going to get tired of being passive. So, you know, this Four of Swords is a card about inaction, about just resting, relaxing, going inwards and trying to discover what it is that they want. So like with the Judgment card, right? It is about judging and really deciding what it is that, you know, they're looking for and what is important to them. But with it coming out in reverse, it could finally mean that this person or one of you in the future is going to decide like, hey, you know, I think I've taken enough time to think about things. I have taken or given the other person enough time to get to know them, to observe, to just let things take their own course. And now I have made my judgment on what it is that I should do, and now I am finally ready to take action. So this is about someone deciding that they're ready to move forward and they're ready to take action towards the connection. So now the action that they would be taking is that when things progresses on, we have the Death card. And I mean like, you guys saw the card pop out, and we have the Death card for this one as well, and I think it's pretty cool. Okay, but basically it is the same energy as the Thanatos card, which is, you know, just talking about just like a new beginning. So the action that the person is going to take, it would be this new beginning. They're letting go of things that are no longer serving them. They're letting an old cycle come to an end, and the sun is rising, you know, on a new day. Yes, that's what I'm looking for. So, and with Death, To clarify death, we have the Ten of Cups, which is honestly one of the happiest cards that you can ever get in tarot. And it just means that at the end of this cycle is going to bring about a new beautiful beginning. They are going to see rainbow. Actually, both of you are going to see rainbow. Both of you are going to move towards this emotional fulfillment and happiness of building a life together, of building stability together. And then more on the future, we also have the Hanged Man in reverse, which is clarified by the Three of Wands in the Three of Wands in reverse and the High Priestess. And so what this is telling me is that this person who is deciding to end this cycle that is no longer serving them is realizing that, like, hey, I have been stagnant for too long. I have looked at things in a different perspective, and I have reflected. I have done my job with the Three of Wands in reverse as well. Like, I have done my rest and I have considered everything, and now I am finally ready to follow my intuition. I'm finally ready to listen to my heart and my inner guidance to move towards this connection, to build this connection, because I have healed. I've given myself enough time to get over whatever I needed to work on and to get over. And now, like, my intuition is telling me to move towards this person, towards this Ten of Cups, towards this beautiful future that I could build with this person. And then by deciding to do so, what you have in store for your future is the Ace of Cups and Injustice. So it's just basically an overflow of emotion, of good things coming, growing from expressing these feelings. Is going to be a new beginning, where you see how, like, the Scorpion person initially was just all about physicality, like no emotional connection, like being very reserved emotionally. They will finally be able to open up emotionally to the Hummingbird person and start growing that emotional garden, emotional well, if you might. But we also have to remember that, the Ace is the beginning, right? The 10 is the end, the Ace is the beginning, but like they're taking that step towards getting this 10 of Cups outcome, because this is what they have in mind. So they're finally taking the action to start opening up little by little emotionally, to provide or to express their love towards the Hummingbird person, slowly but surely. And the Justice card gives me, or kind of reminds me of Libra. So Libra placement could be significant for this person as well, but doesn't have to be. But what I see from Libra and with the Ace of Cups is, like, if you are familiar with Venus in Libra, people with Venus in Libra are very fair when it comes to emotions, and when it comes to relationship. They give back what they receive. They try to balance out the scales a lot. So right now, the Scorpion person is a little imbalanced in terms of, like, they are more physical than they are emotional. And with them opening up emotionally, they are going to slowly start balancing out to have a very harmonious and unified, healthy relationship with the Hummingbird person. So yeah, that is what I see in terms of what the future holds for you guys. And now we are going to finish off with final advice or messages from Spirit that might help you. So we have let go. And this message could apply for either party, right? So for the Hummingbird, sometimes even if you're giving love unconditionally, sometimes we are all human, and we can all be, affected by expectations and negativity. So this card is basically telling you to let go of expectation. Don't give love expecting to receive love in return. To just give it unconditionally and wholeheartedly. And let go of, like, self-doubts, or just let go of the need to control. And then for the Scorpion person, it is basically just telling them to let go of whatever that is bringing them down, or the pain that they have, because by letting go, you are freeing the space to welcome new and better things into your life. Next, we also have rest your mind. Actually, I'm gonna put this here. Okay, so we have rest your mind. Is it too bright? Okay, you know what? Change of plans. The lighter cards are going this side. Okay, so with rest your mind, they're basically telling you to not overthink things, to just do what feels right for you, because like you can see, there's so many major arcana cards happening for you guys that things will happen in divine timing. You don't need to know when you guys are going to come into unison, or what is supposed to happen, or what steps you're supposed to take. Just stop overthinking things, stop overthinking your actions and your decisions, and if you let go and rest your mind, you will be able to listen to your heart more, and you will be able to take more intuitive actions. And lastly, we have reveal what needs to be seen. With last quarter moon in Scorpio. So Scorpio is a water sign, and it talks about emotions. So what Spirit is asking you to do is to go inwards and question yourself, like, okay, why am I doing this? Is there any inner work that I need to do to myself? Be it whether you see yourself as a hummingbird person or the Scorpion person, we all have something that we could work on emotionally. And so Spirit is asking you to go inwards to see what you can work on emotionally. And by healing yourself, you are also healing the people around you, and the energies get reflected towards the other parties as well. So what benefits you could also benefit the person that you care about. But it is also telling you to let go of restrictions, let go of worries, and rest your mind to follow your heart. And just know that you can't force someone to open up, so might as well just chill out and let them come to you if you're the hummingbird person. But also to realize with the last quarter moon in Scorpio is that if you see yourself as the hummingbird person, you need to realize that there are some things that people are uncomfortable talking about. Like, they're not ready to talk about it. So remember to give them grace and to give them love, and that by just showing them that you love them unconditionally and you care for them, it will slowly inspire them to come out of their shell and to heal by themselves. You can't help someone heal. Like, you can't take their pain away. They have to choose to heal themselves, and all you can do is to provide love and support for them when they choose to accept it from you. But to just show them the grace and trust that they are capable to do their own healing. Yeah. So group 1, this is the reading that I have for you, all about the connection between you and your person. Thank you so much for letting me do this reading. And if you have found this helpful, you can leave me a like and subscribe to my channel. That is the easiest way that you can help me grow. And I hope you found this helpful. I don't know if I said it already, but I hope to see you again in the next video. Bye! Hi Powtoos! If you have chosen the Dreaming Cat Tarot, this is going to be your reading all about this connection between you and your person of interest. So I am going to put the tarot cards aside because we are going to use that later. And before we get started with the reading, I'm just going to do a little bit of an explanation on how I'm planning to do this reading for you guys. So we are going to do that in a person A, person B kind of format. So we're going to check person A's energy, and then check person B energy, and then how they view each other in this relationship. And next, we're going to take a look at the purpose of this connection and why you're experiencing this right now. Then we are going to use the tarot cards to look at the possible future outcome of this relationship or this connection. And then we're gonna end off with Spirit's final messages and advice for you guys. Now, one thing to take note is that with person A and person B, I'm not going to say which one you are. So the energy that is being reflected, you might be drawn towards one of them, thinking that it sort of personalizes you well, or you relate to a certain person more than the other, and then the other person's energy could reflect your person's of the other person's energy could reflect your person of interest. You could also possibly see yourself in both person A and person B, and if that happens, it just means that your energies are being mirrored in this connection. But if you don't see yourself in either one of the groups, then maybe this pile is not the pile for you, and feel free to go back to the timestamps to choose another pile that is calling out to you. Or maybe this reading is just not meant for you at this point in time, so you can always come back to it when it resonates with you a little better. So now, without further ado, we are going to start with person A's energy, and person A is being represented by the Fire Ant card. Now, this could represent someone with very heavy fire placements in their chart. So if you are familiar with astrology, or if you're aware of their placements, they could have strong Leo, Aries, or Sagittarius placements in them. But the Fire Ant person kind of gives me the impression that they are kind of like a little aggressive, very fiery, very feisty. They are also attracted to people or energy or situations that might not be the best for them. They might be attracted to things that are sort of draining them without even realizing it. They could, you know, like they could be attracted to things that bring them in balance instead of stabilizing them. Another card that is being represented for this Fire Ant person is the Sustainer. Now, the Sustainer shows me that this Fire Ant person, even though they are very passionate and very feisty, they are also quite generous and supportive. Now, when these two energies are put together, what I see is that they could be someone who gets a little obsessive. I'm pretty sure you're familiar with the people that are so nurturing and so caring and so giving, but to the wrong parties. For example, and I apologize if this is triggering for you, but people who could possibly stay in abusive, mentally, physically abusive relationships just because they feel bad for their partner and they want to provide and give and support their partner, but they don't realize that what they're doing or who they are doing it for is actually not for their benefit. So this person could be giving to that extent. And then they could also overly dote or overly drag on a certain situation and could possibly make it worse. It could be someone who could get addicted to the idea of the relationship and ignore all the red flags. And I'm sorry, but I just thought of this meme of the therapist saying, "Oh, did you not see the red flags?" And the person's like, I thought I was at a carnival. And this Fire Ant person kind of gives me that energy of how they see the red flags, but they think they're at the carnival, so they're just ignoring all the red flags in the person. Next, we are going to take a look at the person B. And person B is being represented with the Crocodile card. And this is a water sign, so you have What's a water sign? Okay, we have Cancer, we have Scorpio, and we have, what is Pisces? That's the last water sign. Okay, so this person could be a water sign person with heavy water placements in their chart. Doesn't have to be, but the crocodile person kind of reminds me of someone who is a little withdrawn. You know how like crocodiles, the way they are is that they just like, they're so still, they just chill all day. Sometimes when they're hunting for prey or they're like stalking their prey, they're just hiding in the water and they're just so still that you don't even realize that they're there, and they're just like waiting for the right moment to act. But if the right moment doesn't come, they're completely comfortable with just watching and observing and internalizing, like getting all the information from things that surround them and just bringing it in and internalizing it and processing it, and not letting people know what they're thinking. They could also, with the imagery of like the crocodile being submerged mostly in water, they could be withdrawn from this connection or this situation. So person B is not someone who is reaching out. Person B is observing the chaos, or that like sort of like burst of chaotic energy that person A is going through or drawing or bringing forward, and they're just watching to see if this is something that they want to be a part of. You know, they're like, do I want to subscribe to this? Is this the kind of energy that I want to commit and move towards? So that's what I feel person B is doing. They also have the unseen. And this is also like, you see how like the eyes are such prominent pictures, like imagery in these two cards. And this kind of just tells me like they're really just waiting and observing. They are seeing things, or they're able to recognize signs that might not even be there on the surface. Like they can see things that other people cannot see. They are very aware, and they're very sort of cunning is the word that's coming. Cunning is coming to my mind, but like not really in too much of a negative way, but they know what they're doing. They're observing, and they can sort of like look at somebody and know like what kind of situation or person or personality that person is going to be. Like they're very, very, very aware of things. Yeah, and like the unseen also has the same kind of energy of like being withdrawn, being separated from like things that everyone can see. So yeah, so that's the two groups. So we have person A, person B, and now we are going to take a look at how the fire ant person sees the relationship or the connection with the crocodile person. And we have very soon. So with this card, I kind of have the impression that the fire ant person thinks that this crocodile person is going to make a move soon, that things are going to change soon, that, you know, like they're like obsessing over this crocodile person with this hope that that's very, very soon things will be different. It says clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. So I feel like this fire ant person is sort of manifesting what they want, but I don't think it's coming from a very healthy place, if I were to be honest about the energy. I think they are coming from this, like they're giving off this energy of like almost like desperation. Like they don't really see anything else but the crocodile person. They're very, very obsessed with them. And the thing is, like, they're not really even thinking or rationalizing whether this connection or relationship with this crocodile person is going to be beneficial for them. Like, they're not clearly deciding what is beneficial and what is going to be for their greatest good, but instead they're listening to their fears and their ego and thinking that that is what they want, that they're listening too much to, or giving in too much to this lack mentality. And then for how the crocodile person sees the fire ant person, we have separation. Time apart from your partner is on the horizon. So with the separation card, I feel like this crocodile person wants time off from the fire ant person. They want to withdraw. They want to have time to themselves, to separate, to have time apart, so that they can come to a better conclusion about things, of what is going to be best for them. They're kind of thinking for their own benefit, but they're kind of wary about the fire ant person because right now they're unsure if this is what they want to go for, if this energy is what they want to go for. So in this time of separation, this kind of reminds me of the Four of Swords as well, how they're like withdrawn and just like really just trying to suss out whether this is worth the commitment, if it's worth for them to come out of hiding to pursue this fire ant energy. Yeah. So now we are going to look at the purpose of this connection, the reason why the fire ant person and the crocodile person are going through this, or yeah, are like going through this connection together. And we have Kairos. So Kairos talks about divine timing, about having patience and sort of just trusting in the universe or trusting in the process. And I feel like this card more so heavily talks about the fire ant person, how like, you know, like how they shouldn't force their way into things, and they shouldn't like force things to happen, and to trust that whatever that is going to come into their life, whatever that is being brought in by the universe, would happen in divine timing and would happen for their highest good. If they were to force things to happen, then it is very possible that this person could go through a tower moment, because they sort of like, you know, without realizing that it wasn't divinely guided, they will force things to happen. And when something is not meant for you, the universe most often just take it away from you, and it feels like the rug is being pulled out from under your feet, and it could get very imbalanced. So this connection is here to teach the fire ant person to slow down, trust in divine timing, and to have patience, to not rush forward towards something just because they think it's what is best for them, like to not be so blinded by ego. And for the crocodile person, this divine timing would sort of teach them that they don't have to accept every single opportunity and every single love offer or connection that is in front of them. That they can have the power to observe and learn and decide on whether this is going to be for the betterment of themselves and for everybody involved, or if it's a connection that they should walk away from. So this person is learning that being in divine timing is good for them and is the right thing to do. And this person is going to learn that they should trust in divine timing more and to not force things to happen so much. Yeah, so that is the energy check-in for the fire ant and the crocodile person, as well as the energy check-in for the purpose of this connection. And now we are going to go into the tarot. And so we are going to... Okay. So with the tarot, I'm going to see the possible outcomes of this connection, to see what the future holds for the fire ant and the crocodile person. And just to keep in mind that energies are always changing. Our actions, day-to-day actions and decision could create a ripple effect that would make, you know, your future very, very different. So what we're doing right now is just like, if this connection continues in this way, with the energies just staying like this, the possible outcomes that could happen for oh, that's way too many, for this connection. So we have the World in reverse. Okay. And let's see. So what is the possible outcome, Spirit, of this connection? What could happen between the fire ant and the crocodile person? What would be the possible outcome? So like, okay, I'll take these two. Oh, you have the Star. You have the Hierophant. That's a lot of major arcanas. Can I have one more card, please? Okay, King of Wands. All right, and now we're going to clarify. So, Spirit, could you tell me, could you please clarify, why do we have the World in reverse? Why do we have the World in reverse for this pile? Why do we have the World in reverse? I was gonna say, like with the previous group, you know, the tarot cards were just like pretty much like flying out. But for this group, it's like, for this group, it's a little harder to get the cards out. So for the World in reverse, we have the Two of Cups to clarify. And then Spirit, could you please clarify the Star? Why do we have the Star? Take this one. Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Okay. And then why do we have the Hierophant? Please clarify the Hierophant, Spirit. Why do we have the Hierophant? Knight of Pentacles. And Spirit, could you please clarify the King of Wands? Why do we have the King of Wands? We have the Lovers in reverse. Okay, so with your tarot cards pile too, this is one of the possible outcomes that I am seeing for you guys, for the fire ant person and the crocodile person. So first we start off with the World in reverse. So the World in reverse, you know, basically tells me that you are almost at the end of a cycle. Like you are just missing that last puzzle piece to figure out what it is that you want, what it is that you want to go towards, or what it is that you actually really want to attract in your life. And I think when you discover that final piece, when you really just take a step back to figure out what it is that you really, really want, that is when you are going to start attracting this Two of Cups energy. Basically, that is like when you realize what is the most important thing for you to complete the cycle, to complete the growth. That is when people would realize, like, or you have leveled up enough to the point where you are going to start embodying this new confidence, this new energy, this new realization of your goals and your dreams, and the people who are now in the alignment, in the same alignment as you, are going to come towards you with an offer of love and an offer of feeling. So first you will have to discover what it is that is important to you, and then so I kind of see these cards as like progression, or this will happen first and then these will come along kind of energy, if that makes sense. But next we have the Star. The Star with the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, clarifying it. So the Star kind of tells me it's all about hope. It's about staying hopeful, staying, you know, like continue to dream about what it is that you want to continue manifesting in your life, believing that the universe is going to bring it for you anyway. So after the realization, you realize that you deserve like nothing but the best, and so you're going to not be worried about the connection. So if I'm being honest with you, I don't know if this is talking about either the crocodile person or the fire ant person. This could just mean that person A, like the fire ant and the crocodile person, could both just be in this space of like, I trust that whatever is meant for me will not go by me, and that the universe is going to bring them to me anyway. So they're just doing everything out of like, you know, from a place of full faith. And with the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, it also kind of tells me that like they're no longer, I kind of see this as, you know, someone who is guarding the coin a lot and being very guarded. And I feel like you're no longer guarding yourself too much. You are being able to like balance out and like just give yourself the time of day and the care and concern that you are also giving other people. Like you're finally seeing yourself as important. And then with the next card, with the Hierophant and the Knight of Pentacles, this talks about taking things slowly. Like the Knight of Pentacles is a card that is about an offer. Oh, actually, I kind of see it now. Okay, so we know, okay, you know how like these two energies are very, very different, right? This fire ant person is very overbearing and is always giving to their own detriment. They don't really know that like, you know, that they have the fixer-upper energy, and they don't like, because they keep giving, they don't realize that their well is becoming empty. And so I think this fire ant person is going to come to a realization that, hey, like maybe this isn't what I want. Like maybe because this person is not moving, this person is still taking their time, maybe I need to embody that energy to myself. I need to care about myself. I need to ask myself what I really, really want. And that is going to start bringing in like more love and more opportunities and more people into the fire ant person's life. And they're going to continue to like be in that energy anyway of like, okay, now I don't really care about the outcome with this crocodile person. I am fine like just being me and taking care of myself and just staying hopeful, right? And so with this change in energy, the crocodile person might finally realize that like, okay, like now I don't feel very overwhelmed by the fire ant person. Now I feel like if I were to move slowly towards this person and take things like one step at a time, that this fire ant person would be understanding to why you know, I needed such time off anyway, why I needed separation, why I needed to be away from this person. So they're gonna come towards the fire ant person with an offer. This is not going to be an offer of love though. It could just be like a small gift. Like they might just ghost the fire ant person for a while, and then all of a sudden like, oh hey, by the way, I saw this really cute soft toy and I thought about you, so I got it for you. Or maybe they might randomly like send you a photo of the toy, not even buying it, and being like, oh, I saw this toy, reminded me of you, haha, kind of thing. But I also feel like with the King of Wands energy and the Lovers in reverse, I think this King of Wands being the fire sign is talking about the fire ant person again. And I think this fire end person is going to look at the offer that the crocodile person is bringing in and going like, no thanks, like, you know what, I'm good, thank you for the offer, but I am confident in my ability to attract something that is worthwhile for me, to have a connection in my life that cares about me as much as I care about them, you know, like a two-way street instead of a one-way street. Like, I am confident that I will have that eventually, but you know, until I do, I am completely fine just being on the throne by myself. Like, I'm good. I'm good, boo. Like, thanks for the offer, but no thanks. And that's why we have the lovers in reverse. Like, it's just like, you know, like, I don't know if what you're offering me is what I want anymore. It doesn't look like the lovers in upright. Like, I want the lovers in upright position. I don't want the little pentacle that you're bringing to me. Thank you though for bringing that, but I know what I deserve, and I believe that I deserve a lot more. So yeah, that is what the tarot cards are telling me about the possible future outcome. And now we are going to take a look at final messages that Spirit has for you, and we're going to look at a few oracle cards for that. So first, we have not the right time. And I think this card is talking about how this connection, like right now, if you were to push for it and force it to happen, that is not going to be good for you. It is not the right time for this connection to blossom. Maybe the crocodile person is also thinking like, this is not the right time for me to make a move. This is not the right time for me to like give them an offer. So yeah. And then another thing that came out was helpful people. Actually, you guys got a lot of cards. So usually I only pull like, I pull one oracle card from each deck for advice for the other groups, but for you guys, like 3 cards came out. So you have not the right time, choose a new direction, and helpful people. So yeah, I think this message is more so, well, I guess it could apply for both parties, like both the fire ant and the crocodile person. But I think right now you're being called to not focus on this connection too much, and to sort of focus on something else. Like, you know, like look at something else. It could be look at a different connection, look at someone else, or it could be like maybe focus on your career, focus on your hobbies. Like, just change the direction that your mind is in. I think especially for the fire ant person, because they have the energy, the possibility of things, you know, like taking things to the level of obsession. So by choosing a new direction, they are changing their energy. They're withdrawing the energy from this crocodile person and putting it into something that is better for them. And with helpful people, I think you're being asked to hang out with your friends and to let your friends help you, to let your friends distract you. Could be talking to them to get advice, you know, just let the people around you help you to transition through this difficult emotional time for you. And then next, we also have inspired action. Wondering how I could place these cards. Let's do it this way. Okay, so we also have inspired action, and yeah, so this card is just, it's very straightforward. Like, if you, by choosing a new direction, you could be propelled or inspired to do something that would bring about a better outcome for you, that will bring about a very like fulfilling relationship, or it will fulfill you emotionally by like not focusing on this energy right now. You could be inspired to make a change, and that change will bring about a better future for you. And then for the last 2 cards, you also got 2 from the Moonology deck, and you have breathe through the tension and unleash your kindest self. So with these 2 cards, I am getting the message of being asked to not be too strict or too controlling towards the results of this connection, of this situation. That you need to remember to be kind to yourself, you know, as well as to other people. But if you're not filling in your own cup, like, you'll never feel satisfied. No matter how much love someone is giving you, if you're not giving yourself the love, then you'll never feel like you're getting it from the other person either. And with the full moon in Scorpio, it is also telling me like to spend some time outdoor. By spending time in nature, it could clear your mind, it could rebalance and recenter you, and that could bring about the inspired action, or that could bring about healing, and it would, like, you know, give you a better general well-being. So just like step away from this very exhausting situation that you could be in right now, like to get into the energy of the star. Maybe you could even go like stargazing if it's a clear night or something. But by stepping into nature and just being one with nature and keeping your mind out of things, like just getting your mind out of this connection, it will bring about more benefit for both parties, whether you see yourself as the fire ant or the crocodile. Just taking a break from this, taking a break from the expectations of this connection would be for the betterment of both parties. So yeah, group 2, that is all the readings I have for you today. Thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. And if you have found this helpful, you can leave me a like and subscribe to my channel. That is the simplest and easiest way to help me out and to help me grow. And I really do wish you the best of luck in everything that you do. I'm giving you lots of love. And yeah, I hope I'll see you again in my next video. Bye! Hi Pile 3s, if you have chosen the original Rider-Waite Tarot, this is going to be your reading all about the connection between you and your person of interest. So I am going to set the tarot cards aside first, and before we begin, I am going to explain once again how this reading is going to be done. So I'm going to have person A and person B, and we are going to start out by doing an energy check-in of person A and person B. And with this part, you might see yourself in person A or person B or in both. If you see yourself being reflected in both, it just means that your energies are mirroring each other. But if you don't see your energy or your person's energy in either one of the two groups, then maybe this pile isn't the one for you, and I would recommend going down to the description to choose a different pile that might resonate with you, or maybe this reading is just not meant for you at this time, and that is completely okay, and that I will definitely see you again sometime soon. But yeah, so after we do the energy check-in, we are going to take a look at how person A views the relationship or this connection with person B, and how person B views this relationship. And then we are going to look at the reason why this connection is taking place, or why this connection is happening for these two people. And then we are going to go into the tarot, and the tarot is going to tell us the possible future outcome of this connection. And we will finish off the reading by getting some advice cards from Spirit. So without further ado, let's get on with person A. And oh, this is pretty. If you can see, like, there's like a little like chrome thing happening here. That's really cool. But person A is being represented with the energy of the Phoenix. So this could be a very like passionate person. It could also be someone with a strong fire sign. So Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, doesn't have to be. But the Phoenix in this Animal Spirit Guide oracle cards, I don't know why I said it so weird, but the Phoenix kind of represents the root chakra as well. So this could be person A, could be someone who might need to heal or work on their root chakra. But what I can see from the phoenix is someone who is rising up from the ashes. It talks about rebirth. It's about like ascension, you know, like they have gone through some pains, some struggles, but they are no longer in that energy, or like they're no longer stuck in the pains that they went through. And now they are ready, they are reborn, they are ready to experience newer, more beautiful things that are in alignment with them. And for the phoenix person, we also have the orphan. And I think for me, these two cards kind of give the same kind of energy. How like, you know, the orphan is someone who has lost both their parents, but the thing is they've already lost it. They've already went through the pain, but now like you can see how the hand is open to receive the flower. They are now ready to accept the new light and new love that the universe is giving to them. Like they are open and they have made space in themselves. They have cleared out the unnecessary, the unwanted things that are not serving their highest purpose. They have gone through and done their shadow work, and now they are fully open to receiving all the blessings that the universe has for them. Because of the orphan card, it could also be someone who went through really deep wound, but because of that, they have a very deep understanding of their feeling, and because they have been through such pain, like it's very, very painful to lose one like parent. So I can't even imagine losing both, you know, like to be an orphan. But this person, because they've been through so much pain, they also know how to express love. Like they know how it feels like to hurt. So they know how it feels like to give love to other people as well. Yeah, and I think this phoenix person is definitely ready to and open to receiving love. So now we are going to take a look at person B, and they are being represented by the peacock. So since since the peacock is like a bird, this could be someone with an air sign. So Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. Doesn't have to be, but the peacock talks about inner beauty, compassion, being confident, and being kind. I think this peacock person is a very, very kind person, and they are so beautiful in so many ways that they don't even realize how beautiful they are or how kind and generous and giving they are. With the peacock, it is not just talking about external beauty. Like this peacock person, I'm pretty sure is gorgeous, like so gorgeous, externally, physical beauty wise, but their beauty also resonates from within. That is what gives them this glow from the inside, and it extends outwards, and it extends like indefinitely. And this person is also very wise. Like they have a level of acceptance in themselves and in others. They're not going to be someone like, you know how some people can be sort of beautiful on the surface, but they're very, when it comes to looking at other people, they could be very judgmental or not as kind or not as understanding when they look at someone else. But this peacock person is someone who is so understanding about the pains, the struggles that other people have to go through. Like they don't just think that they're the shit. They understand and they can empathize really well with other people. And so because of that, like this is not a person who would harbor a lot of resentment or who would dwell on the conflict when the two parties are, you know, maybe have a disagreement or have an argument. Like they are going to be the one who is understanding and who will listen and be like, okay, I can see your perspective, I completely understand, and I respect your opinion and I respect your view. And then the peacock person is also being represented by the mystic. It's funny because the peacock card itself kind of like the energy of the peacock kind of like reminds me or makes me think that this person is pretty spiritual. Like they're not just focused on like the material things, but they are more understanding about the vastness of the world. So like because they understand that everything is so big, that they don't need to dwell on the nitty-gritty and the small little things, so they can forgive easily, they can love wholeheartedly. And with the mystic card, it talks about someone who is like a light worker. Like you see how this moth is bringing light to the world, almost like a firefly. So this person is like really kind-hearted, a light worker, and this peacock person is just radiating love and light. And that's where I think the inner beauty comes from. It's just like, it's not just beauty, it's love that's radiating outwards. And so when people see love being radiated, they just find it the most beautiful, because love is the most beautiful thing on this planet. And this person is also, yeah, like this card basically talks about someone who is understanding, kind, caring, passionate. I mean, passionate? Maybe passionate, because that just slipped out. But I meant to say compassionate, and optimistic. So yeah, that is the energy of the peacock person. And now we are going to look at how the phoenix person views this connection with the peacock person. And we have you deserve love. And you know what's funny? I like how on this card you see that the person, the archer, is pointing directly to the peacock, almost as if to say like, hey, I know I've been through a lot, but I know I've done my work. I know I'm lovable. I know what I'm worthy of. And what I'm worthy of and what I deserve, well, not in like a full of yourself kind of way, but like I know that the love that I deserve is of a great magnitude, and the person that can give me this great magnitude of love is you, peacock person. I want you because you are the love that I deserve in my life. Like you and I will make such a great team. Together we can go through anything. And this is the kind of energy that I'm getting from the phoenix person towards the peacock person. I think they're also saying that, hey, peacock person, you are also lovable. Like, I have done my healing, I have love to give, and I want to give it to you. Like, you deserve love because of how beautiful you are. I deserve love as well, and we both deserve love, and we should definitely give love to each other. And then, oh, okay. So you see how like this is stay optimistic about your love life, but I'm just looking at the images, like the imagery of these cards, and you see how like this person is offering flowers to this person, and this person is pointing at this person saying like, I love you, like you're so lovable. And so the peacock person is staying optimistic about your love life. I think with this card though, it's kind of more like a message for the phoenix person. Like they're saying, you've been through a lot, but I'm optimistic, and you, like I see that you're staying optimistic about your love life, and positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. So I think both these parties are in this energy of being positive towards each other. They understand how beautiful the other party is, and like they're open to romance, they're ready for romance, and they're ready to offer things to each other, yeah, to bring like the most benefit into each other's life. Like they're staying positive, and they just see like how important and valuable the other person is. Okay, so now for the reason of this connection, or the purpose of this connection, we have apocalypsis. Apocalypsis? Yes, apocalypsis. And this card basically talks about a regeneration that comes after a wreckage, or like truth being revealed. And I think from what I see here, I think this card is talking about all the hard times that both parties might have gone through, but also both parties realizing what love actually is, what a good, healthy, strong connection actually is. Because the thing is, we are exposed to so many messages in our lives, and some messages are conflicting. I know that, especially with the media, television, like drama sells. We're always drawn to like little things happening in other people's lives. And we read like romance novels, for example, only to realize when we're older that the books that we were reading or the media that we were exposed to were kind of toxic. Like, that's not really a healthy relationship. A lot of the times, the romance that is portrayed in media is very unhealthy and very codependent, very controlling. But we since we're so exposed to it, and since that's all we see since like the moment we're born, we don't really know what unconditional true love is. And I think the purpose of this connection for the Phoenix person and the Peacock person could be to ascend or see through the veil of this world of what everyone thinks or tells you what love should be, and for them to realize what love actually is. Also, I just realized letter P's could be significant. It could be the name of the person that you're thinking about, their first, middle, last initials. It could be the city that they're from. Phoenix, Arizona could be. But yeah, I just realized that they both have letter P's, so that could be significant. Yeah, so that would be the purpose of this connection. And now we are going to get into the tarot to see what is the possible future outcome between these two people. Just to keep in mind that our energies are always shifting, so like this is just a current energy check. If these two people stay the same and continue forward in this connection with the same sort of energy, the possible outcome that will come about in this connection. So we're going to take a look at the possible outcome. I'm going to take this. Okay, we have first the star. Sorry, I squealed. It's just the star is a beautiful, wonderful card. So let's see, what else do we have? Okay, we have the Ace of Swords, the Ace of Pentacles, and let's do one more, Spirit. What would be the possible future outcome of this connection between the Phoenix person and the Peacock person? What outcome do we have? You guys have the Nine of Cups. Okay, let's like take a little pause right here. When the Nine of Cups come out, let's all make a wish. So I'm gonna just let there be silent for a while and make a wish, you guys. You can pause this video too. I'm sorry for disturbing your wish, but yes, make a wish. Okay, now we're going to move on to clarifying. Spirit, can you clarify the star or any additional messages with regards to the star? For the future of this connection, what additional messages do you have, Spirit? Also, you have so many positive cards, so please claim any and all messages that you feel drawn towards, that you want to claim. This group is so beautiful. You have the King of Cups. Okay. Spirit, can you please clarify? Please clarify the Ace of Swords. Oh, that's way too many. Spirit, can you please clarify the Ace of Swords? You have the King of Swords. Okay. Okay, now Spirit, okay. Can we please clarify the Ace of Pentacles? You have the Judgment. And now, can we clarify the Nine of Cups? You have the Three of Cups. Beautiful. Okay. Alright, so now we are going to talk about the possible future outcome of this connection. So, let's just start out with the Star being clarified by the King of Cups. The Star is about wishes, like wishes coming true. It's about your manifestation. It is about being overflowing with emotions, being in tune with your emotions. You know, she's like pouring water into the lake as well as the ground, so the flowers are blooming. So basically the Star tells me or shows me of a very, very hopeful future that is installed for this connection between the Phoenix person and the Peacock person. And then it is also being clarified by the King of Cups. So with the King of Cups, he is a very balanced person with his emotions. He knows when to express them, when to maybe like not really hold it back in an unhealthy way, but when to say the right things. He knows how to say the right things at the right time, and he has mastery of his emotions to express it in the best way possible and to show love to basically his counterparts, like to show love to everybody. So I think with these two cards, you know, what's in store for this connection is a very, very harmonious, balanced, hopeful future that is just overflowing with like emotion, like emotional mastery, where you guys are able to communicate healthily and in a way that is going to be beneficial for both parties. You're going to communicate out of love and kindness. There would be like, I think this connection is also going to be very mentally stimulating. It's not just going to be about feelings all the time. I think you guys are going to start a lot of like creative ventures together. You're going to start a lot of financial ventures, like just creative things that brings in abundance. You guys might be building a very strong foundation or very strong future together. Especially with the King of Swords, this is also, you have like two kings, and this talks about like mastery of the mind as well, like being, you know, knowing how to cut through BS. But like the BS is not going to be from the two of you. The BS, I think, is going to come from what the world reflects love as, and you're like, okay, no, like I don't think people are realizing what love could look like. I think the two of you, the Phoenix and the Peacock person, will come into unison, like will come into union together to bring this divinely guided creative inspiration to the world and offer it to the world in a form of like knowledge. Like maybe you guys might start a podcast together to talk about relationships, or you guys might start to write a book together to educate people in ascending and in growing in an emotional way. And that would bring about like the Ace of Pentacles, which is like abundant. You know, this, I think the Judgment also kind of talks about like helping people ascend to the next level. Like the abundance that you bring in is going to bring in abundance for yourself, but it's also going to bring in like a higher vibration for the people that you interact with, you know, the people around you, you guys coming into union is going to be for the betterment of the world. I'm kind of seeing this angel as the two of you, the phoenix and the peacock person, and you are helping to raise the world into like a new level of understanding of what love should be. And it is going to be such an emotionally fulfilling connection that your wishes are coming true, and you know, you are very content and satisfied with where you're at. Is going to bring about a lot of celebration. I see you guys just celebrating with your friends and your family. Like, it's going to be just fun time all around. Your friends are gonna love your partner, and you guys are just gonna have the most wonderful time. Like, you're going to be so aligned mentally, spiritually, and emotionally, and you guys are going to grow so much together. Like, it's going to be such a, what's that word, like, it is going to be such a beautiful connection that you are going through. So that is for the tarot. And now we are going to go into the final few oracle cards, or advice or messages that spirit has for you. So first we have forgiveness. And I'm gonna be honest, when this card came out, I was a little like confused, because you guys have such a beautiful like reading, and so I was trying to figure out what this forgiveness was about. And I think this is talking about forgiving the world, like forgiving, you know, other people for maybe trying to sort of like tell the world what love should be. Like, just forgiving the world for not knowing the beauty of a truly divine connection. It could also be forgiving your past, things that you've gone through. But I see this forgiveness as like you guys just forgiving other people for not realizing, you know, like just like no hatred in any of your hearts. You just see the beauty in things. You forgive. Like, you just don't hold any kind of resentment. And then we also have, let's put it here, a resilient heart. So the resilient heart, I have a little sticker on it just to appease the YouTube gods. But this resilient heart kind of talks about to remind yourself that together, the phoenix person and the peacock person, together you guys will be able to push through the darkness, to push through any obstacles or any challenges that comes your way. That, like, you know, just because you have a really beautiful connection, it doesn't mean it's going to be smooth sailing, right? We still have challenges and day-to-day things to experience. But the thing is, without all these challenges, without experiencing them, you would never grow. You would never realize what you can work on and what you can improve on. And so it is reminding you that when you do meet little bumps in the road, and that's all they are, like little bumps in the road, to just remain resilient, and to remain kind and loving even when everything that surrounds you get dark. Because remember that you guys are the light in this world. Like, you guys will still continue to shine bright. So let the flame continue to burn, you know? And then we have new moon in Sagittarius, focus on the positive, and new moon in Scorpio, go deeper. So with these two cards, you also have both new moon energy, and new moon energy talks about manifestation. So what are you wanting to manifest into this reality? What do you want in your lifetime? You know, I think the messages itself is pretty straightforward. So just like when things get difficult, to just focus on the positive, and to remember that, like, you have control of the situation. Even if you have been through something that cuts you really deep, you are right now regaining the the power to lead your life back into the direction that you want it to go to. And I think with this card, the most important thing is to focus right now, like with the Nine of Cups as well, the Make-A-Wish card, to focus on what you do want in your life and not on what you don't want. Because you are in this energy of manifestation. You are in this energy of creating beauty in the world. And you have the possibility of such a beautiful future. So focus on the positive. Be grateful. If you haven't been doing so, or if you've never done so, to practice gratitude every day. Just to ask yourself what it is that you're grateful for and keep your mind in a positive state to bring about this beautiful future with the person that is in your mind. Yeah, so anyway, group number 3, that was such a beautiful reading. Thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you guys. And if you found this helpful, you can leave me a like and subscribe to my channel. That is the simplest and easiest way to help me out. And I really hope that I see you guys in my next video. Bye! Hi Power Force! If you have chosen this Shadowscape Tarot, this is going to be a reading all about your connection between you and the person on your mind. So I'm going to set this tarot aside. We're going to use it later. But before we get started, I'm going to explain a little bit about how I'm going to do this reading. So first, we are going to take a look at an energy check. So I'll have person A and person B, and this will be the time for you to see whether this pile is for you. So you might see yourself being represented in either like person A or person B, and you might see the person on your mind on the other one, or you might see yourself being reflected in both. And this just basically means that you and your person are sort of mirroring each other in terms of energy. But if you don't see yourself being represented in either one of the groups, it means that this might not be the group for you. So I would recommend going back down into the description to take a look at the timestamps to choose another pile that is resonating with you. If not, it could also mean that this reading is it could also mean that this reading is not meant for you at this time, and you can always come back to it later. But after we're done with the energy check, we are going to take a look at how person A views person B and how person B views person A in this connection. And then we will look at the purpose of this connection, the reason why the two people are being brought together. Afterwards, we are going to use the tarot cards to take a look at the possible future or possible outcome of this connection. And then we will finish off the reading with some advice from Spirit or any last messages that Spirit would have for you. So without further ado, we are going to start with person A, and person A actually came out with 2 cards. So usually I only pull like 1 card from the animal spirit deck, but this person has 2, and they have the bat and the tiger. So what it's telling me about person A is that with the bat card, it is someone that I think is very comfortable in darkness. Like with the darker, denser, heavier energy, they're comfortable being in there. You know, they're more in tune with their shadow sides, or just like they are able to take on more of heavier, denser energy. And it could also be, they could also be a night owl, someone who likes to stay up really late. And with the tiger card, with the moon on their forehead, it could also be someone who is maybe into like the occult or esoteric like knowledge, someone who is very in tune or tapped into their emotion, someone who is in tune with their intuition. Yeah, they could also be someone who is very like practical. So with the archetype card, this person A has the father archetype. Now the father archetype kind of reminds me of someone who is like a protector, someone who is you see how the tree is there, like stable and strong and supportive. This person is someone that you can rely on. They have that energy, but they could also be a little flaky at times, because the father, even though, you know, in a healthy relationship, the father is always there and is always supporting the family and helping it grow. On the flip side, we also have the archetype of the absent father. So I'm not talking about like gender, but just from the energy, you know, this could be someone who is very supportive, but they could also be gone very quickly at the same time. And now we are going to take a look at person B's energy, and person B is being represented by the lizard. So with the lizard person, they are more of an artistic, like telepathic, more like a dreamer kind of energy. If you were to look at the card, it kind of looks like they're in like a little like prism, like a kaleidoscope where everything seems very dreamlike, very whimsical, like they're always like head in the clouds kind of energy. With how the lizard or chameleons or things of that nature could adapt and like change their skin to adapt to their surrounding, this kind of made me think that person B or the lizard person could be an empath, how like they would very easily absorb the energy of the people around them, right? How like the lizard would very easily be able to tell the color of the wall and then like merge to camouflage to it. So this person could be an empath, someone who is very in tune with their emotions. But yeah, but because of that, they could also be very easily overwhelmed by the stimulation and the feelings of other people, that they are not able to recognize their own feeling as well. And then with the lizard, you also have the queen. And I kind of see the queen as sort of like a counterpart to the father. I know that in this deck, we have the father and then we have the mother archetype, and then the queen has the king archetype. So I'm not seeing as like, I don't think the energies are completely balanced. If I'm being honest, the queen kind of have, like the lizard person, kind of has a more, like a stronger energy. If we're talking about like being in tune with their emotions or being in tune with their spiritual, I think this person is a little more, like a few steps ahead of the father person. Which is why like they're being represented by the queen. But it also reminds me of the Empress card in the tarot, where they are more like a nurturing, like loving energy, and they really just want to like give to the world. Yeah. So now we're going to take a look at how the father, which is like the bad tiger. I don't want to say the bad tiger, so I'm just going to call this person A as the father person. I'm going to see how the father person views the lizard, the queen. Let's just go by the archetypes. In the previous group, I went by the animal cards, but I think for this group, I'm going to go by the father and the queen. And so with the father person, from the romance angel oracle cards, we have finances and career. Financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. So this kind of works with the father energy. You know how like in a very, I guess, stereotypical or older kind of generational view, the man is like the breadwinner of the household. How they like bring in the finances, they care about the money, they, you know, are the money maker, so to say, of the household, even though right now like it can be anybody. But with the father archetype, it kind of tells me that this person right now, the father person, is more focused on the material or the financial situation or the financial obstacles that could come about in pursuit of the connection with the queen. Maybe they might feel like they're not good enough. Maybe that's why they're a night owl. Maybe they're burning the midnight oil so that they are able to work more. Like maybe they're doing a side hustle so that they have enough financial abundance to get the queen. What's also popping in my head is the song The Joker and the Queen by Ed Sheeran and Taylor Swift. And I think in that song the lyric goes like, it's like, like the queen is saying, you think what makes a king is palaces and diamond rings. Like this queen person might be thinking, hey, like I don't care about finances. Like I don't care that, I don't care that like you're not making XYZ amount of money. All I care about is how you feel towards me, is the love that you can give me. You don't have to focus on finances so much. You don't have to lavish me with all these expensive gifts. That's not what I care about. But the father person might not be seeing that. They might think that in order to get the queen person, they really just need more money, more material things, bigger gifts, like more expensive things to get the queen person to notice them. And then for how the queen person is viewing this relationship, so they have healing family issues. Your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. Okay, so from what I see from this card, the word parent is like really standing out to me right now. And I think this is kind of like referring to the father person, or it could also be how the queen was brought up. Maybe it is possible that the queen was brought up in a way where her father was also absent all the time because he was focusing on finances and money. So she always felt like she needed her father, but he was never there because his focus was always on making more money. And now that the father person, like person A, is also kind of reflecting the same energy that she has gone through growing up, it is forcing her to deal with it. Like it's bringing old things to the surface and forcing this queen person to either forgive or understand or see from a new perspective as to why the father figure in her life had to do what he did because of this person. And it also could be a little bit triggering for the queen person. And now we are going to take a look at the reason why this connection is here, the purpose of this connection. And you have Gnosis. Is it a silent G? I think it's Gnosis. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comment. But I think with this card popping up, this connection is here to help both parties, the father person and the queen person, to experience the spiritual, to grow out from the material world and just to another song pop into my head is the 'cause we are living in a material world and I am a material girl, but like the opposite kind of energy. But yes, so I also see this as like being connected to not just like the spiritual, but like connected to your chakra. Maybe the two, like, the father person and the queen person might do some like chakra healing together to ascend themselves like spiritually and mentally. So this connection is here to bring about spiritual growth in both parties, from like healing from the past and from focusing on something that is just more than financial. So now we are going to use the tarot cards to take a look at a possible outcome for the father person and the queen person in this timeline. So if these two people continue on this trajectory of this energy, what the possible outcome would be. But do keep in mind that energies are always changing, so little actions or inactions that we do would always affect the outcome. So this is just a little check to see, if things continue the way they are, what could be expected out of this connection between the Father person and the Queen person. So Spirit, what is a possible outcome for the Queen and the Father? Let's take this one. We have Seven of Wands in reverse. Okay, and then let's keep going. Let's pull a few more cards. So you have Page of Swords. Alright, Spirit, what is a possible outcome of this connection? We have the High Priestess, which makes sense because the High Priestess is about being in tune and connecting to your intuition, which is the same as the Gnosis card, which is also about ascension and being connected with spirituality. Alright, and one more, Spirit. What is the possible outcome? And we have Nine of Pentacles. It's beautiful. Okay, and now we're going to pull clarifier. Spirit, can you tell me why we have the Seven of Wands in reverse? Why do we have the Seven of Wands in reverse? Could you please clarify? We have the Four of Pentacles also in reverse. And now, Spirit, can you please clarify the Page of Swords? We have Three of Pentacles and the Page of Wands. Okay, and now can we please clarify the High Priestess? Could you please clarify the High Priestess? Spirit, can you please clarify the High Priestess? Or is that all it is? Like, is it just the High? Let's take this one. We have the Page of Pentacles. You guys have 3 page cards. That's kind of insane. Alright, and now can we clarify the Nine of Pentacles, please, Spirit? Ooh. We have the Five of Cups in reverse. Okay. Let's move these cards a little bit. Okay, so group 4s, with your tarot card to see what the possible future outcome has for you guys. So we are going to start off with the Seven of Wands in reverse and the Four of Pentacles in reverse to clarify it. So what I'm seeing from these 2 cards is that if you were to pursue this connection, that I think at times you may feel a little bit sort of like defenseless. I think that's the word that's coming to my mind. You might be, you might have to deal with a little bit more of like I wouldn't say fight, like not fight for the sake of fighting, but like a little bit more of talking and trying to understand each other. I think letting go of like perceptions, especially when it comes to old views and perceptions that you have of the material world or about finances. I think with regards to that issue, you guys might have to compromise a little bit to let down some walls or put down like some, like to learn where to draw the line and what your boundaries are, and to communicate clearly when it comes to finances and things that you sort of like have in your mind of what love and reality should be. But if you can get past the initial talks and come to an understanding of how each person works, what I see is that you guys have the Page of Swords being clarified by the Three of Pentacles and the Page of Wands. Is that this connection has the possibility of becoming very mentally stimulating. So I don't see a lot of like cups card in the future. So I think I don't see this being a very emotional, like lovey-dovey kind of connection. But you know, not everybody wants that kind of love connection. Some people do like like inspirational partnerships or things that are connections that are just mentally stimulating, that helps grow them as a person. And with you guys, I see that you guys could possibly venture or take up like a new class together, something that you're both passionate about, to embark on this new journey of creativity, of just learning new things together in this relationship. I think this would be a relationship that you guys would just go out and take new classes now and then, just for the fun of it, just to keep things fresh, just to keep things like, you know, just to keep your mind sharp and to continue learning. And then I also see that this connection is going to bring about a better understanding of your intuition. And with the Page of Pentacles being here, I kind of see it as like you're going to be connected to the subconscious world, but also, you know, like you have a good understanding of the material world as well. So like your understanding to the subconscious and to your intuition is going to help you embark or figure new ways to grow in abundance as well, to like gain more financial knowledge and stability. Yeah, so like this spiritual connection is not just going to be beneficial spiritually, but also materially in this connection. And then we also have Nine of Pentacles. So I do see that both of you are going to maybe get into some investments together, or maybe the lessons that you're learning would be the investment to build a more abundant future, to have a bountiful harvest where you can reap the rewards for years to come. And with the Five of Cups in reverse, this makes me feel like you are no longer looking at the spilled cups. So like in normal tarot, you will see that, you know, with the Five of Cups, this person is looking at the spilled cups instead of the two that they still have that are filled. But in this specific artwork, you can see that she is actually holding on to the filled cups as well. Like, she's not focused on the things that's been lost, but instead on the thing that is still there. And I feel like with this, the Five of Cups in reverse energy, I think it's telling me that you guys will be focused on the positive and not on something that you guys do not have in the relationship yet at that moment. So you will look at the future together and you will be more positive towards your future. I think for the father person, they would slowly get their focus sort of like out of finances. Like, they will still focus on finance, don't get me wrong, but it's not going to be in an unhealthy way anymore. They're gonna be able to find balance and to work together with the queen person to grow together, even if it means like taking a few steps back and then, you know, holding their hand and working towards growth together, both financially and spiritually. But it's going to be a good teamwork, and it's going to be something that is going to bring about like a positive outlook in life for both parties. So now I'm going to end off the reading with final few messages from Spirit. And we have, it's up to you. So with this card, I think it's just talking about like, it's up to you to decide what you want in the future. Like, you are the master of your own fate. You can control what you want to do. And then we also have the card No. And with this card, I kind of feel like, you see how there's a lot of greens in this card? And I think, to me, that's giving me the very vivid imagery of money, because you know money is green. And I think this card is telling you, especially if you relate to the father person, but it is telling you to just like, don't focus so much on money, don't focus so much on finances. It's up to you to bring this connection to a deeper, more understanding, like or like a higher level. But you need to just stop looking at the green so much. And then for more cards, we have compassionate perception and awakening the child. Actually, I'm going to put this in a different way. So I think the awakening the child is more related to the queen person, of how like you know, they're gonna go through this inner child healing. And then for the compassionate perception, it is talking about the father person, and for them to have compassion towards what the queen person is going through, and by coming to that understanding, they would be able to realize like, hey, maybe what I'm doing might not be the best for this relationship and for this person. Okay, so my camera totally died, but yes, I was saying, where was I? Yeah, so this father person is being asked to show more compassion towards what the queen person is going through, and the queen person is being asked to work on inner child healing. And then the final message for you guys from spirit is to relax. So like, don't worry too much about, I guess, being good enough financially, or you know, like, too focused on material things. Just like, relax, have fun, enjoy this connection, and by doing so, you might be able to connect more with the spiritual or the subconscious, or with your feelings. And then by like, in that process, you would be able to forge a deeper connection and to ascend even higher within this connection. If not, you might be just too focused on the day-to-day grind of things, and you might let the beauty of this connection and of this love just pass you by. So yeah, that is all the reading that I have for you guys, group number 4. I do hope that you found it helpful, and if you did, you can give me a like and subscribe to my channel. That is the simplest and easiest way to help me out. And I do hope that you would find success in whatever you're doing. Wishing you nothing but the best, lots of love, and I hope I'll see you guys in the next video.